we went 3-2 or 2. I think we went 2-2 with Goblin Engineer. Cut the Goblin Engineers for Makos and the Goblin Engineer targets for Galvanic Blasts, and immediately trophied, and the deck was like immediately much better. Oh, I also wanted to move away from Arena of Glory. It was like a bit awkward. I wanted to play Sokinzon. Maybe two Sokinzon. Have explained why not more utility lands. So one thing is, basically every other utility land needs to tap for red, right? Because we have a low land count with 4 Urza Sagas. It also might be good to play Barbarian Ring. I think Barbarian Ring is optimal. Let's try a Barbarian Ring. But yeah, the Arena of Glories were kind of awkward too. Ragavan pretty sick here, to be honest. I will respond to this when you tell me what you would cut for Ragavan. Isn't playing Shinko free. It's not against Harbinger, but yeah, let's play the Shinko. I thought that this was also another Sokinzon, so I was kind of expecting to see it. Is that how you spell it? Legend, first strike. Barbarian would need fetch lands. You don't need fetch lands. We have Faithless Looting. Street Wraith. What is the utility of Mox Opal for turn 2 Monument? Turn 1 Monument, turn 1 Cookbook Asmo. Moxen are powerful cards to play in your modern decks. Yeah, but let's try Barbarian Ring. Especially because we just have so many games where we're burning our opponents out with the Monument. More like just permanent removal is kind of cool. Well, keeping this one. I like the second needle in the back for the lantern. Over the second lantern. Oh, you like it? Okay, good. Hulkbuster Storm dodges so much removal in the format. That's why I think the Exile's lags. The problem is Hulkbuster Storm, like you only enable it on your really fancy draws where you go double Serum Powder Devourer, and you feel like a genius when you get to do this. But it's just a really inconsistent card is the problem, of course. The problem is not that a 1 mana 7/7 or whatever isn't strong. The problem is that it's really inconsistent. If it worked on Radiant Loaded Brew, it's not going to bother. I think so. Faith's Reward is out. Every build of Radiant Lotus I've seen looks like much worse than every other artifact combo deck we work on. I'm not locked in on completely abandoning the idea of registering a copy of Radiant Lotus, but it seems that if we register Radiant Lotus, it's going to be with Trash for Treasure or not at all. How good has Inti been? Incredibly good. Charming Scoundrel is completely unplayable in Modern, and it's been better than FOMO. Never play Charming Scoundrel. Delete that card from your Modern databank. Okay, but let's get the show on the road here, opponent. Listen, you can't Titan players. You got to pass these turns quickly. Like you're gonna take your 10-minute turns, and you're gonna go get a drink after you cast your amulet. you have to reform your image. I guess they're just lagging. Sorry about that, opponent. Okay, draw a card. Maybe we should have made a treasure token and then cast the looting. Not sure. I think I'm probably just discarding the Shadowspear for a card next turn. Although it could also just be correct to start doming them. So I go discard Shadowspear, put them down to 14 life. Then the next turn I'm casting Faithless Looting. They're down to 11. I can kill the Grazer, potentially attack with Asmo, put them down to 8. Monument again on their turn. They're down to 5. Barbarian Ring, they're dead. So they're dead if I draw like a Galvanic Blast in all of these cards. But I'm just getting my Monument Fungused, I guess. So we're going to loot the Shadowspear into a card. What's nice is the trigger goes on the stack before like a disenchant can happen. Lantern's kind of nice here. Stops a lot of their loops. Okay. I don't mind this Inti either. I think it's going to be better for me to discard this looting to Inti on my opponent's turn so that I can have a second Asmo activation available. But yeah, Asmo plus Lantern does a pretty good job of playing around Titan in these kind of spots. They can't cast a Titan here. Oh, maybe with that. We're having a challenge. We lost to Hollow One, and then we lost to Esper, Ketramos, Oculus. And we're out. Out of touch, out of time. Okay, lag is getting bad again. We did trophy with Bright Glass Hammer. So this time I'm going to discard the Mountain to the Inti so that they don't get just a free chump block with the Grazer. I already have 2 Asmo activations up. Trigger the Mako. Find another Mako. Mako, Sharko, Little Shark. We'll figure out the best nickname at some point. That's when Spike becomes a Hammer Believer finally. Well, I mean, Geralt is... It was great. It was like really, it was castable pretty fast, and it was just like your opponents who are planning on playing a removal plan against you just became really overwhelmed by the Gear Hulk, and yeah, it was great. This is not enough to Green Sun for a 6-drop. My son has named him Baby Shark. Thank you. Yeah, I've been. I think I like Baby Shark. And then every time you discard, you go, Baby Shark, doo-doo. Yeah, grabbing Saga like against like removal was just very strong. Okay, Green Sun for 3. Getting a Dryad. I don't know what happened, but it feel like the Titan decks, I guess they just stopped playing Cultivator Colossus for some reason. But it feels like they used to be so weak to I guess I'm actually going to just cast the Looting because I'll be able to cast maybe something off the Inti here. Don't know if that actually makes sense. Obviously makes sense if we hit something off the Inti. So I do have lethal, not with this attack. That would be too easy. But I have lethal if I kill something, attack for a 13, kill something of my own with the Asmo, sack the Soulguide Lantern, and then Barbarian Ring. They cut. I know that they cut it for Lumra Aftermath Analyst, but I really, you know, my hatred of Amulet Titan makes me really not want to say this, but the deck is getting a lot easier to play against, I feel, than when they registered Cultivator Colossus, which was just, oh, I was holding up any amount of interaction, I could never win. Draw off Lantern and discard it for 2 more damage. Well, the problem is it costs a mana to do that, and I won't have enough mana necessarily. So it's better to do it this way, so you have the guarantee kill. Okay, so Orbs coming in, second Lantern coming in, Shadowspear coming out, Daredevil's going out. Don't want to bring in Orb and Charmaw. Charmaw's not that good against them anyways. Don't think I'm bringing a Needle for Aftermath Analyst, especially because they could just Lumra instead. Yeah, let's do this. Yeah, tally 1 W for Barbarian Ring, huh? Seems like a good little addition here. All right, let's mulligan this on the draw. Keep this one. Harrian, thank you for the tier 1. Appreciate you. Uh-oh. Would Arena have been this game? Wasn't thinking about a game as it paid out. Not sure. Not worth deciding Grafdigger's Cage for Green Sun. I'm not sure if it is or not. Could be. We could be getting killed on turn 2 here. No, you don't want to play a Gemstone in this deck with all these cheap 1-mana red spells. Plus our curve is too low. Cool. So the problem, of course, with Gearhulk and Titan is that it's not very easy to cast. They reveal an Arboreal Grazer and a Portable Hole. I don't know if it's like just a 1 of Green Sun target or what. Like, I feel like I even see like a lot of Titan players not playing Green Sun, but of course our opponent is playing Green Sun. But I think it's not worth it. Does our opponent have any? Yeah, there's Portable Hole, Arboreal Grazer, Celestia Sanctuary, 4 mystery cards. All right. We're going to save our opponent the 10-minute turn. Game 3 on the play. Game 3 on the play. Nice that Galvanic Blast can kill a Gearhulk sometimes. Okay, I like this Torpor Orb. Let's keep. Opponent's in the mold to 6. I think I saw Kinister say Green Sun was an optimal Titan. He knows a lot more about the deck than I do. Yes, I know that he says that about it. He knows a lot more than I do too. Probably right. I don't really understand why that's the case, where it's like a ritual off Grazer. It can be turn 1 ramp in some games. It's like it answers Blood Moon. It can get Lumra or I don't know. I mean, I really don't understand why he doesn't believe it's optimal, but I do think he knows a lot more about it than I do. All right, I'm going to go ahead and play the Inti and then try to play the Orb next turn. If my opponent kills me turn 2, they kill me turn 2. I'm sorry, Brightglass did nothing there. Opponent went Saga, Amulet. Yeah, I know it wasn't that impactful there. I mean, it was strong, but they also just had the rest of the nut draw too. To be fair, Canister's the only person who thinks this way. Every other time players on at least 2 main deck. Yeah, I know that too. I mean, I genuinely want to understand. You know, whenever there's someone like Canister who deviates from the norm on this kind of stuff and feels like a card that I think is quite good isn't quite good. I just I want to understand what it is that I don't see. Green Sun gets a lot stronger in post-board games. Yeah, for sure. You can even kill Harbinger if you play a Roxanne, which I feel like I never see anyone play Roxanne. Is like Harbinger not popular enough to play it? Is it too expensive to Green Sun for 6 against Harbinger? It might be. Another Saga, huh? And a token. Opponent's hand has to just be so bad. Our opponent's hand right now has to be bad? Or we're just saying, like, in order for us to possibly win this, it has to be bad. Because I feel like if we just find an Asmo plus Torpor Orb is going to be pretty good against them. So we hit a Barbarian Ring. I'm going to go ahead and attack with my Inti here. And then I can discard the Daredevil, hit another card, and I can laugh at people who keep suggesting cutting Inti from the deck. And then I can go Opal to get back the Daredevil before I loot. So another NT trigger here. Find a Marauding Mako. Going to play Saga. I'm going to play Torpor Orb. Then I need to decide, do I want to play my little shark? I think I don't. I think I want to play Soul Guide Lantern so I can try to turn off Aftermath Analyst loops. See how good the Torpor Orb is here. Wicked Wolf, I think it's better than Roxanne. Yeah, maybe Wicked Wolf is better. That makes sense. It's just cheaper. Easier to cast. Like, castable even, like, if you just draw it through Harbinger. Do people play Wicked Wolf? Kind of like the sound of it. Spike, no Damping Sphere on the side. I mean, you could play Damping Sphere. You could play Damping Sphere if you wanted both. You could play Moon effects despite playing Saga. Like, Moon is just like the best thing against Titan. You can turn 2 the buff Mox. Moons might be better. Damping Sphere is also good against Storm. We use Grist. Grist is the green sun target. I just don't love that Grist doesn't always kill the thing, but yeah, I feel like I kind of like the Sound of Wolf more. Hard to have double green under Harbinger. Well, it's at least possible compared to black green or green red, right? Green sun for 2. Is this a collector oof? Okay. It's kind of fine. Kind of not fine also, but we can find an Asmo. This game is pretty over. We've got at least 3 looks at one here. Oh, okay. Let's cast the Looting first, but obviously that's a pretty good draw. It's kind of bad to have 3 Galvanic Blasts here because now my opponent knows I have another one. I guess I can go kill Oof, actually. Draw a card off Lantern, discard that card. And then, because I want my opponent to block with a Construct, I kill the other one, kill this one too. 22 cards deep, no Asmo yet. So trample over for 1. And I can either hold up this Galvanic Blast or I think I'm going to discard it and get back my Daredevil and trigger the Inti. I'm not sure if this is right. I found a shark. I think that pays me off pretty well for this line. But I need to find an Asmo, so like I like digging for one. Weird turn. I don't know if I did that completely correctly. Felt okay. Third amulet, we got this Torpor Orb holding the line here. There's a Simic Growth Chamber. If only Torpor Orb stopped this from triggering too somehow. They're Teleria Westing. Is this for Beseiju? They get a Summoner's Pact. Shocked to see Summoner's Pact as the choice. And then they pass the turn. Okay. Happy enough with that, I suppose. We draw another Inti. Let's go and respond to the Saga trigger by triggering Inti, triggering Shark. There he is. There goes our hero. Watch him as he gets me a cookbook. I guess not. It's not going to get me a cookbook because of the orb. I'm gonna float mana here. We're gonna see like just a lot of cards. I don't think we need this. We can get another cookbook here. Don't need to cast the Asmo yet because we're not gonna get another cookbook because of the orb, which is okay. How do I like the Mardu Ketchup? I think it's the worst of the versions I've played, but it could potentially get better with some work. As usual, of course. Yeah. Thoughts on Monument and Asmo Sieve combo? Seems like 5th and 6th Manufactor. Monument is better than Manufactor in general, with Time Sieve less clear. But I would be interested in just playing Monument without the Manufactor Time Sieve stuff. Would Shadowspear work in this build? Yeah, we have a Shadowspear. I just boarded it out. But yeah, you definitely want to play a Shadowspear with the big sharks. Pretty good. I do keep beating Amulet Titan, which is just propaganda. You can't trust them. They're queuing in, throwing matches, begging me to stop my Titan hate campaign. I'll never stop. I think you go after T-West for the loop-de-dupes, but certainly doesn't matter so much. Would Seismic Assault to discard the lands be too cute in here? In this deck, you definitely don't want to play Seismic Assault, in my opinion. With Monument, though, you could. You definitely could build a version with Seismic Assault. So, something to do. Right, don't need to kill the Grazer since like we're just going to have lethal next turn. My opponent's hand is Simic Growth Chamber, Summoner's Pact, and it's going to be 3 mystery cards. We've got Asmo, Torpor Orb, Soul Guide Lantern doing pretty good. We've got a lot of power and toughness in play. Shout out to, I can't even remember the name of that card. Shout out to Fear of Missing Out and the shitty 1/1 that loots one time. What's the deal with Abzan Ketchermos? I get the blue splash because frogs go Ketchermos. Specifically mentioned wanting utility lands off Free Strider. I don't get the synergy besides Relic. Yeah, that's it. It's just that Relic is good with it, is why people are talking about it. And it's also kind of why I haven't played it. I don't think it's one of the more promising builds, but I will continue to try to figure it out. There's also Bright Glass Gearhulk, right, which is another green card if you're an Abzan, and it also gets Relic, and it's a pretty good card in general. But Curve sounds pretty high. Yeah, I lost to Hollow One and then Esper Ketchermos Oculus in the challenge today. So what's the plan with this Summoner's Pact? Maybe they're going to get the fungus to kill my Torpor Orb. They get a Primeval Titan. Beseiju the Orb then? Okay. Resolves. No, not Colossal Dreadmaw, please. I guess I just forgot about the Torpor Orb, like Daenerys Targaryen and the Iron Fleet. They just forgot about the Torpor Orb. I guess it wasn't so unrealistic in that show after all. I think we can keep this on the play. Did we just never see a Monument this game? Yeah, I think we saw one in game 1. Pretty sure I'm playing the Saga turn 1. It's just really important to have Cookbook in play. I think the best position deck against the Ketchmost decks, it's like Amulet Titan or like maybe not Storm, probably Amulet Titan, Eldrazi, big mana. Okay, so they graveyard an Asmo, an Inti, and Ovalchase Daredevil. They graveyard a Phoenix on their side. Any hollow ones? Okay, so this will be online next turn with the cookbook off the Saga. This matchup has felt pretty good so far. Another Goblin Lore. There's a hollow one. And there's a Galvanic Blast. Galvanic Blast is just weirdly like the 4 toughness is so big. You can even Shadowspear, activate Shadowspear and Galvanic Blast Ketchamos. Which is something we talked about yesterday. I don't think it actually came up. Okay, so Brick with the Street Wraith. Cast a Looting. Discard a Daredevil. Discard one of my 2 Sokinzons, I guess. Doesn't seem likely I'm channeling both. Play a Cookbook. Get this back. Play a Mox Opal. Galvanic Blast the hollow one. It's only turn 3. We still have plenty of game action still to take. Discard Daredevil. Counter on the Inti. Trigger the Inti. We find another Looting, but I'm probably just going to play another Cookbook and then trigger Inti twice on our opponent's turn, and then think about everyone who just keeps asking me about, are you sure you want to play Inti? Yes, I'm sure I want to play Inti. Okay, so we're gonna get a few more Inti triggers here. Inti also very funnily good in the Burning Inquiry meta, but we don't want the Daredevil to just be in the yard and then we don't get these triggers, so we might as well do this now. Yes, Charming Scoundrel, that was the card suggested over Inti. It's okay, listen, we all have bad takes. Including me. Especially me. Okay, they're just I can deal them 10 non-creature damage next turn. Between 2 monument triggers and the Galvanic Blast. Yeah, I played Saga turn 1. Okay, so let's play Saga this turn also. Although maybe I had lethal with Barbarian Ring. Treasure token first. It's really the best mode here, I think. So I'm looking for maybe a Mox Opal to play and equip Shadowspear, or to find and play another Galvanic Blast. Lag is pretty different though. Oh, I didn't update the deck command. Sorry about that. We did trophy with that Bright Glass Gearhulk deck today. I think you needed 1 more mana to have lethal. I think so too. Not sure. Okay, draw a card on this one. So another Street Wraith. So get this back. Cycle the Wraith. Okay, opponent concedes. Fair enough. So up a game against Hollow Wand. Winning game 1 always very nice because you could. I guess you don't have that many sideboard cards for them. I think I'm going down Lootings. It's the Bowmasters. Possible Bowmasters. Is Opal the most impactful of the unbanned cards so far in Modern? Yes, it's the most impactful so far. Hollow One is looking really, really, really good at the moment, and it could be the case that Hollow One becomes the new deck to beat with like Looting at top again. Hard to say. Was it the Birthing Ritual deck? No, we actually our first Bright Glass Gearhulk deck we played was Hammer. We're gonna probably play a Birthing Ritual build soon, but our first build was Hammer, and it was very good. It was just like you just it helped you play through removal and interaction so well. It looked great. I'm gonna keep this on the draw. That you got, double sideboard card into turn 3 Monument plus Cookbook. Okay. Is that 2 trophies since Aethedrift? I think so. I think it was one with this deck and then one with the Gearhulk deck, and we lost playing for a trophy with Ketramos. Maybe I know we 4-1 at least 2 Ketramos leagues. Yeah, we didn't trophy the second league. Okay, that's pretty good. Haywire Might. So we're probably just going to Lantern the Might next turn. Could be good to play this, to play around Burning Inquiry last turn. But also like being able to pop the Lantern to shrink the Goyf and stuff is good too. Did you test Hammer Hulk already? How was it? Yes, we played one league, we 5-0'd. It was great. And nobody cared the whole time, and they were just talking about bans, but I had a good time. Like usual, nobody cares. Like, Spike, can we ban my hated card? Can we unban my pet card? That was the whole chat. Yeah, but it seemed really nice. It was just like there was a game where our opponent's graveyard was like pest control, double fatal push, white march, double smallpox, and and we're just like, well, yeah, we're winning this game. No, don't do that, Magical. Don't do that. You guys should have played this first, I guess. They have one card in their hand. Let's go ahead and draw a card here. I mean, it's okay. Like I get tired of it, but I think the banter is kind of fun. Like when I'm doing a little bit of a bit when I'm talking about this. In fact, and it's also like I think talking about it is better. Talking about how Modern is pretty fun and interesting, and we don't need to talk about bans is, I think, a somewhat productive conversation that is good to have. Do you think Green and White Hammer Time with Gearhulk is good? Well, we played one league and we 5-0'd, so there's probably some potential there. Yeah. A little bit early to say how good it is exactly. Yeah, just a bit of banter. All right, so we're taking 6 down to 12. They don't have Delirium yet. They have a lot of good top decks. We may be going to game 3 soon. Tested this deck a lot after stream. Noticed it got flooded a lot. Either it does it all or slumps and dies. I'm surprised you're getting flooded a lot in general, like with like Faithless Looting and all the card draw and card selection. I feel like that was an experience we had, but it's Magic. It's kind of hard to evaluate in general, this kind of stuff sometimes. All right. Well, I think maybe we have some combination of like Cookbook into Asmo that gets us there, but go to game 3. Opinions on best answers for Ketra and Breach. I mean, Dismember is like going to be the best thing that kills it in your colors. You also could play some counter magic. You could also just try to combo them. Did I have to crank up the mana count a lot to add Hulk? Yeah, so I cut Inkmoth Nexuses, and then we're playing 4 Drum, 4 Mox Opal, 20 lands, so 28 mana sources. What's even nice too is like that let us play a couple Elishnorns in the sideboard for Orzhov. Although the Orzhov opponent we played was Smallpox instead of Blink. How the challenge go? You went 0-2 drop. We lost to Hollow One, and we lost to Esper, Ketramos, Oculus. So I feel like I didn't learn a lot from the challenge, unfortunately. Other than like Hollow One very good on the play, and Esper very good when it draws a lot of unearths. This hand could be anything. I think we got to keep the hands like this. Okay, opponent's on a Molda 6. So if I draw Cookbook off this Wraith, I get kind of paid off. I have a lot of draws that also reward me for holding the Wraith, like Inti and Monument and Marauding Mako Sharko. So I think I'm just doing this. Hollow One deck is super explosive. I'm really impressed by it. Yeah, I've been feeling like the Hollow One deck was pretty underplayed before the Shark got printed, and then the Shark is really broken. I think the Hollow One's gonna end up being a tier 1 deck for a bit. It's just not a really easy deck to hate out either, because Shark and Hollow One are so resilient to graveyard hate. Usually that's what I do, yeah. All right, Cycle Street Wraith. So I can't quite cast the Monument this turn. So I think I'm probably just going to end up sacking the food token for 3 life and then saving the Street Wraith for a Monument trigger next turn. What Hollow One Mako version you feel like is the best? So it's tough. I think Bowmaster is getting a lot better because Bowmaster is really good in the mirror, and Bowmaster is good against Ketramos. So like I think I do like the black build again. I will also say that the lag is getting bad again. Damn it. I'll say that the build with Vengevine is definitely the highest upside and the most explosive. And it's very, very difficult to understand what the best Hollow One list is after just testing some matches. Because it's just like the deck is so high variance that you can just, it's kind of like Reanimator in the sense that you can run well with any of the builds and not come to a very complete understanding of what build is best. That seems to be the dynamic. If Flage ends up becoming like a much more popular card, then it seems like you might end up wanting to be if Boros Energy is the top deck, then like Flage is really important, but Boros Energy seems to be really unpopular at the moment, which is nice. And Flage is like a lot worse again if that card's not popular. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put lose 3 life on the stack here. Am I going to try some list of Hollow One on my stream lately? We played Hollow One day 1, and it was really good. We played a Vengevine build. We could play some more builds, yes. There's a lot to get to. There's a lot to get to with Aethedrift. Can you hear Esther swearing and off to the side? Opponent very greedy, trying to get the Street Wraith out of my hand. A little sus, but thankfully we've maneuvered around it here. So Burning Inquiry is pretty interesting because we triple mode the Monument, but we also have to draw a card too. Maybe we could find a Galvanic Blast. Make a max speed deck. Yes, Twitch chatter. Maximum speed deck coming right up. Yes. I'll have it on your desk by Monday. Cycles of Street Wraith. This is such a fun Burning Inquiry. Triple Bowmaster trigger, triple Monument trigger. So I'm just going to choose all the modes, of course. We can sack a food token here as well. And then our Daredevil comes back. What a stack. So my opponent's at 9. I can deal them 6 damage from my Monuments in the next turn cycle. And I can deal 2 from Barbarian Ring. That's only 8 damage, though. They're at 9. So maybe they'll crack a fetch. I'm going up to 15, taking 6. Seems like I'd rather play Inti and Shark instead of make a Saga token. Not really talking about this deck, but is Adept still a good card, or did Mako replace it altogether? I think Mako replaced it. Like Mako is much better. So like you would never play the first Flame Blade Adept before the 4th Mako, whatever. But it is possible, I think, that you could choose to play some number of Flameblade Adept still. However, I feel like I would play basically any of the other options at the moment. For whatever that's worth. Okay, so we'll play Ring, which may just end up targeting the Bowmaster, and I may end up sacking another food as well. I may find Shrapnel Blast. Just gonna let them make the first move. In the past, I've seen a few Boros Hollow One lists with Flage and some White Zebra cards. What do you think about that version of Black Splash? I've played a good amount of that on this channel. I think it's competitive. I would recommend it, etc., etc. Okay, so let's go ahead and discard here. I recommend. So you're gonna lose 3 down to 3. I'm exiling another copy of Monument. So they're dead to that next turn. Is it better for me to kill the Bowmaster or gain 3? I think I'm just going to gain 3. Basically gain 2 though, because I had to tap the ring. But yeah, I can just play this Monument attack with the Inti. So the Flage build I really recommend if energy is very popular. I see a lot of people in the chat complaining about the energy matchup with Hollow One. I agree that it can be tough. If you play like 2 Flages, you see them really often, and you just Arena of Glory them, and that's a great plan for that matchup. So when we were playing the deck, we were playing Flage yesterday. I think the black cards are also good. There's just certainly a lot of ins and outs to the case, as it were. All right, let's take this damage. How's the Eldrazi matchup so far? I think we're 2-1 against it. Might be 2-2. Oh, for some reason I thought my other Monument was dead. GG. You lose 3. Look at these. I just attacked. Look at all these triggers. It's also really funny that Monument is just so good against Burning Inquiry. Just, I don't know. Funny deck. All right, I'm going to go use the restroom. Be right back. Could you play 2 Flage in this list? I don't think you want to play Flage here. Could. It's like nice to be able to discard it for value. Kind of high on the curve. Not very good with the Sagas. Doesn't seem like an addition. I think keeping this is fine. It's kind of a borderline hand. A lot of good top decks. Burning Catacombs, Blood Crypt, Thoughtseize. This is Jund? Didn't end up finding anything with Goblin Engineer Monument. We played, this shell started off as a Goblin Engineer deck, and I put the go live notification as Goblin Engineer's last chance. I'm pretty sure I've said that a few times about Goblin Engineer, but Goblin Engineer, I'm just so over that card. Do you have a Hollow One list Splashing Flage? Yeah, it's in the Mox field. We played it on Tuesday. It's a Naya build with Vengevine and so it's like you can do Naya with Vengevine, you can do Boros with Flameblade Adept, or you can do Don't Unearth Me. Oh dang. Am I going to Hunter Burden? I'm planning on it, yeah. I don't know what I'm going to play. I haven't signed up. I don't know when it is. But yeah, I'll be there. A Mardu version? Yeah, so yeah, there's Mardu with Nethergoy Flage, Bowmaster, or just Nethergoy Flage. There's Naya, there's Green Red. There's a lot of versions, and so It's also like the thing about Hollow One, and this has been the case for a long time. It's like impossible to playtest. Like I don't know how you can like feel confident that you have the best Hollow One list ever. Where like, was it a Gravecrawler? I think that's a Gravecrawler in the yard. So I guess they're Warren combo. Because it's just so high variance, and some builds are weaker to graveyard hate, and some builds aren't. It's just all over the place. Okay, we're pretty cooked. I guess I'm making 2 1/1s instead of sacking a food, so that I can maybe block a manifest and have more food for a top decked Asmo. Any thoughts on pairing Shark with Soul Cauldron? Could you explain what the synergy is between Shark and Soul Cauldron? Those two cards don't seem good together. Yeah, when is... If someone let me know when the Hunter Burton is, because I want to go. I don't have Google up. Or I'll Google it later. Yeah, Esther's Google it for me. March 14th through 16th. I'll be there. They flip up Warren Soul Trader, and they can play a Grave Crawler here. All right, Asmo or Dad, probably. Thank you, Grandma. Yeah, so I think we cast the Monument and just look for Asmo instead of sacking food to maybe be alive here. Asmo, Asmo, Asmo. Opal, Opal, Opal. Game 2. No, I'm skipping MagicCon. Too cold in Chicago. They also, like, I keep emailing Wizards, and I'm like, let me do a panel about ranking every Planeswalker from hottest to least hottest. And they won't let me do it. They won't let me do it. Wizards, release the video. Let's get the Wraiths here. Good Needle. I think I just have Cage for their combo. Well, did they say no? They don't respond. Everyone knows it's Liliana. Who is the hottest Planeswalker? Klothys, I think, is the hottest character. I don't know. Yeah, literally 1984. That'd be Oko and Liliana. Yeah. Well, okay, I mean, no, Chandra is the hottest. She's literally on fire! Ha! Sorry about that one. Okay, we're gonna go turn 1 Cookbook, discard Looting, Opal Cage. Just make a Saga token turn 2. She's literally on fire. Wait, is Klothys on fire too? I never noticed. Yeah, I'm going to keep doing the PowerPoints for sure. Hoping to get some progress on the MH3 video this weekend. But I also have another romance quest. O2 dropped the challenge, lost to Hollow One, lost to Esper, Ketramos. Oculus? Dude, they just concede. Fast. I mean, my hand was really insane. Go to game 3. Yeah, O2 dropped the challenge, lost to Hollow One, Esper, Oculus, Ketramos. 5-0'd with Hammer, and now we're 2-0 with this deck, so doing okay today. Another incredible hand. Don't Thoughtseize me. You don't do it. Stop. Tapped. No. Scour. No! Thoughtseize bug, if you could hear me. Thoughtseize bug. Thoughtseize bug, if you're listening. I've never needed you more. Now I know why people don't like Thoughtseize. Oh, we 5-0'd with Bright Glass Gearhulk Hammer. Bright Glass Gearhulk was really good. They go like interaction, you Gearhulk. 4/4 trample. Put a hammer on it, or get Urza Saga. We won one really cool game where we got like Mox Opal, plus the boots to just haste it. Thoughtseize bug, you heard me! You heard me, Thoughtseize bug! Let's go, dude. Magic Online Premium. you know, maybe I needed to save this luck for the showcase tomorrow, though. Thoughtseize bug. I never doubted you. I always loved you. I always thought you were great for the game. There's a frog. I don't think I care so much about hitting a land this turn. So I'm gonna tap the cookbook on my opponent's turn here. I can't believe that happened. No, no, you can't Angry Face and then cast Meltdown. Oh, you got so lucky. And then it's lagging so much I can't even tap my cookbook. Yeah, Cage is good. The slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. I can't remember. My Hamlet's not. Hamlet's rusty. Where's that Macbeth? Okay, Gravecrawler. Okay, so cast the Shark, then attack with the Daredevil, then play the Cage, bring back the Daredevil, or attack with the Inti. It is Hamlet? Okay. Right the first time. Inti is so insane in this deck. A truly unhinged amount of people asking to cut it. Unearth into the graveyard. Opponent leaving the frog back. Definitely casting this. So I'm definitely discarding Ovalchase Daredevil. I'm going to make them go to 6. Although I could also get a treasure token and get back the Daredevil. That doesn't seem very good. So I can make either creature a 4/4 trampler. I think with the other Inti in my hand, I'm going to go after on this probably. But I also think they're going to block this one. No consideration for Fiery Temper, no. I don't think so. There's just not room. And I would play Lightning Bolt over it, you know what I mean? Okay, I think we... No, we already played Barbarian Ring this turn. Is there an artifact on Earth that could go well with Monument? There's a couple, like Refurbished. So, yeah, them just going to 2 is so bad, because if they kill my my Shark, they're dead to Barbarian Ring. This is the only playable Monument deck looking good. I mean, it's only like day 4 of Aethedrift, and Aethedrift is full of modern bangers. This is the only one we've played. But we should prioritize... Oh, Voidwalker stops that from being true. We should prioritize playing a Dimir build. Oh, we should prioritize... maybe trying this in Hollow 1 too. So we trophied with this deck yesterday. We're 3-0 again. Despite them having like best pos Thoughtseize into Meltdown, we drew pretty dang good too. We already trophied once today with Bright Glass Gearhulk. I think I would mulligan this on the draw, keep it on the play. Bright Glass Green White Ritual. And so like the thing is, Bright Glass Green White Ritual is not, it's just not the most interesting way we could play the card. It's not high on my to-do list, I'm kind of burned out on the ritual decks, but I will commit to trying to at least build it, and if it's interesting enough, play it next week. But it's also like, I feel like if you want to play an archetype like that, to me it seems like I would want to play Catcher most in the 75. Okay, so we're up against Storm. We did beat Storm yesterday. Only 2 Soulless Jailers plus the graveyard hate cards. But it's also Storm, so they just lose. Can we brew Celestial Keelan plus Ugin's Conjurate sometime? Well, we have played a lot of that combo over the years. Oh, sorry, this has gotta go here. Wait, only 2? No, we've definitely played it more than 2 times. We've definitely played it more than 2 times. Been a while though. We're getting turn 2'd. Looks like it. There's a wish. And there goes the wish into the graveyard. We trophied our 1 league with Hammer. It was looking pretty good. Would Canopy be something for Gearhulk Hammer? I'm not super interested in playing Canopy, but it could be fine, yeah. So I guess we have a few options, obviously, with Monument. I think I want to make a treasure token, so this way I could cast any 1-drop I found off the Inti, but I could also hit my 1 of Lantern, which would be the only way for me to not lose to Past in Flames here. Yeah, so make treasure token. I guess I could cast any 2-drop. Because I also have the Opal. Did not, though. That's okay. Probably... Or good chance for Dad if they... Because they didn't have a window to cast Past in Flames last turn. They have 5 cards in their hand. But, you know, it's also Ruby Storm. They're just like impossible. It's just like, it seems impossible for them to win sometimes. Like, this might just be Surveil looking for Past in Flames. Or maybe they just have it. Went 4-0 in DRC with Stormwind last night. Awesome, cool. I am still a DRC fan. They hit 2 mana sources here. And then they wish. Okay. There you go. Yeah, Street Wraith is definitely good in the deck. It's better with Inti than it is bad with Inti, for sure. Alright, Cajun. Jailer, Lantern. I just got the Daredevils last time. I think that's fine. Oh, you know what? Let's play 1 Daredevil over the Shadowspear, though. Yeah, Jailer something. Got 3 pieces of Graveyard Hate. Should be okay. Mulligan the 7. Literally all mana. Keep this on 6. Probably put back the Shinka. I don't think we'd care too much about the damage from the Barbarian Rings. Famous last words, maybe. It's a good draw. Oops, all Barbarian Rings, though. So we can cycle Street Wraith now, looking for a hate card, but I'm going to save it for the Monument. So I guess now we're going to be making a treasure token with the Monument. Yeah, it's so funny to think about how expensive Tarmogoyfs used to be. I think still just like the most expensive I've ever seen in a modern card. Can do some work next turn. Assuming we're live, but they didn't cast a Ruby this turn, so that's good news. Yeah, Liliana is also so expensive. I remember it was like, it's 2012. My friend who loves to play black removal decks, and that's all he ever likes to play, is it's like midnight at the LGS, and he's negotiating a trade for a Liliana of the Veil. And we're all like, don't do it, don't trade for Liliana of the Veil. And he way over trade. He traded like $30 of value for it, and it was worth like $20 at the time. And we're like, don't do it, it's not worth it. And he's like, no, I really want this Liliana. And he was right. Past in Flames with only 3 rituals in the yard. You're gonna wish? What are you wishing for? They're not gonna wish for Into the Warrens. I get so punished for my double Barbarian Ring draw. Okay, Grape Shot. Oh, Grape Shot, Past in Flames, Grape Shot. Beautiful win. Is this my worst matchup? I mean, I think it's bad, but also like Storm is kind of its own worst matchup. We beat it yesterday. Wow, beautiful win. Now, Past in Flames from hand. Less beautiful. Okay, so not trophying this league. Excuse me. Let's keep. I'm gonna go pet Athena too. Glad that Asmo is finding a home again. Obviously, we've had a lot of ups and downs with our friend Asmoranomardicadaistinaculdacar. This creativity. Great draw. One mana 4/4 and counting. Oh wow, 2 Daredevils. So we can go Monument into make a treasure token into looting, get the other 2 modes. If we draw a land, we can play our other shark first. Also, if they creativity into Archon, it triggers our Monument. At least this grows the shark. They're thinking about it. Yeah, Fishy, if you go !deck, it'll open my Moxfield profile. Thank you, Moxfield, for sponsoring the stream. And then you can, it'll pull it up for you.
Are you still playing in the challenge?
No, I'm not. Okay. I'm gonna play another league after this. Okay, so I'm going to say yes to one Daredevil and no to another. And then we're going to leave up Barbarian Ring to stop creativity. Which they might not notice. Can't believe I'm being Kolaghan's commanded right now. At least they threw away that. I'm going to go and kill the dwarf now. Pick this up. Okay, definitely playing this now. Inquisition for the sweet reminder value, our opponent says. Very true. Yeah, that's what they said. Okay, so let's just make a giant construct. I think I'm getting a Soul Guide Lantern instead of a second cookbook so that we don't lose to like looting persist, which seems to be like one of the main ways they could get out of this. Yeah, I'll bookmark this if I start doing shorts again. What's the logic to not getting back both Ovalchases? Yeah, we wanted to keep the 7th card in the yard so we can have Threshold for Barbarian Ring. Alright, your turn. I think we have lethal next turn. 8, 9. I guess yes with the Saga activation. The thing that seems insane about this deck is almost every single non-land card at almost any point in the game is a good draw. Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. Does Barbarian Ring hit Sanctifier and Vec? Yeah, it should. It's not a red card. That's actually kind of cool. Never thought about that interaction. Asmo decks used to be card Construct's primary game plan. Crazy how this is now plan C. Yeah, that's kind of funny. It's a very good plan C, though. Sorry about that. Okay, Cage does not stop creativity for those who are going to ask anyways. Do we want to play Torpor Orb against our opponent? It's kind of an interesting card. I feel like it also shuts off our Asmo ETB, which kind of stinks. I'm interested in a second Lantern. I feel like a lot of times I cut Shadowspear against creativity and regret it. I'm going to probably cut a Blast. Leaves, the Twitch Prime. Spike just hit a 5 with deck. Awesome. That's what Wear Terror similar as answer to Stony Silence. I haven't had that hard a time playing through Stony Silence just by making a Saga tokens, triggering Inti, casting Looting, cycling Wraith. But yeah, you totally could Splash White if you feel like there's just so much Stony Silence. Play 2 orbs, 1 blast. 2 blast, 2 orb, 1 no spear. Yeah, we'll see if we regret it. See if we regret it again. In Laves, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Let's keep this on the draw. I'm feeling a Mox Opal off the top. Oh, uh-oh. If you wanted to play a couple Flage Main, what would the cuts would be? That's the thing is I don't want to. I don't think that there is like a good card to cut for Flage. So, you know, that's between you and Clothis. You got to figure that out. Guess I'm discarding the orb. You're telling her no doesn't work. You have to distract her. This cat just keeps tormenting Lucy every single day. It just shows up here knowing that Lucy is going to go crazy.
Walks back and forth.
Yeah, it just walks back and forth listening to Lucy cry. It's so funny. So I want to play this so I can have Asmo up, of course. They might have a third removal spell, but it's not that likely. When was the last time Clothis was even playable in Modern? It's a good question. It triggers Ketchermos. Clothis, Ketchermos, 8 gods. Coco into both of them. Nah. It's been a while. If you would build this deck without Opal, would you still put in Asmo Urza Saga? I would definitely still play Asmo and Urza Saga in this deck. I'm not sure exactly how I'd be building it beyond that. It's a good draw. Can start getting things really going next turn. Should we have kept the Orbers too slow? I think it's too slow, and it's also awkward with the second Asmo in our hand because we kind of want the ETB. Looks like they have the creativity X equals 2. I don't know if I'm going to try to play through this or not. I guess there's not much harm in trying. Yeah, we played against Titan with Gearhulk earlier today. The card seems kind of hard to cast. Well, I'm going to bring in the third Torpor Orb if they have Trastodon in their deck. And we're going to go to game 3. On the play for game 3. What did you think about the Mako and Mass Effect? Pronounced right, we're talking about Mass Effect. I loved driving the Mako around. I thought it was so fun. I'm really good at it too. Of all the things in video games I'm good at, I'm the best at driving the Mako. Do you have any thoughts on the Mako?
Well, you were saying dragging the Mako?
Driving the Mako.
Driving. I heard dragon. Dragon de Mako. Like,
hey, I'm dragging the Mako here. It's me, your friend, Dragon
That's not
Mako.
in Mass Effect. What are you talking about? The best thing in Mass Effect is the mining in Mass Effect 2.
Yeah.
That's the actual best thing.
Do I play the second Marco Sharko? It's like really, really bad if I don't find a land. So I think I'm just going to cycle the Wraith first. Okay, nice to find a Daredevil. Let's discard second Shark, I think, since it seems like it's not really going to have the time to get online. So it seems like no Lightning Bolt. Could still have Fatal Push. Nice. Creativity, being able to blow up Torpor Orb, at least with third Orb, is more likely you'll find another one if they take that one. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, we just don't have like much. They said, I'll need to high roll this one. So my opponent has given us the information that they have Persist in their hand. And they're trying to high roll to Surveil. Very kind of them to tell us that. I think I'm still going to go Cookbook, discard Daredevil, looting, grow the Shark, hope to find another land to play the Lantern. Okay, so we'll discard Ovalchase Daredevil and Shinka, the Blood-Soaked Keep, I think. Attacking for 10 this turn. You won trophy behind the lead, dare I say trophy race. If only I had been playing on Aspiring Spike yesterday, we'd be up there. Trophy race is still kind of unlikely. We'll see. So they're under, a Shark is attacking for lethal next turn, which is great. And there's a Trastodon on the yard, which is scary, but I have the Soul Guide Lantern. They did not need to tell me they had Persist in their hand. And I need to figure out if I want to be a coward and play Monument to or Torpor Orb, or if I want to be a hero and play Monument to Endurance. I'm leaning towards coward, I guess. Let's be cowards. Not interested in blocking any warriors today. Let's be cowards. This just seems like the right play. Does the monument trigger if they arc on me? Yeah, but if they hit Terastodon instead, it's just like, oh, I've lost the game. Probably, maybe. So, seems like we... And also, like, the monument's just going to kill them next turn. If we take this line, probably. It's going to be kind of hard for them to stay at 7. They play so many fetch lands. So we get another cookbook. We play a monument. But then I'm going to make a treasure token and cast an Asmo first so that I can kill the token here. I'm not going to get an ETB effect from the Asmo. Yeah, that's a ban. Happy Valentine's Day, that's a ban. That messed up the ban, actually. Oh, they have a Fatal Push, okay. I think we just draw a card since they're actually just... We're just dealing them 12 next turn. Oh, I guess I don't have a third land. Don't know why they're doing this now. Should we have gotten Mox Opal over Cookbook? It's kind of a tough sell with Monument, like especially because you could just make a treasure token with the Cookbook. So it seems like the answer is no. In fact, I could just make a treasure token next turn and then play the second Monument and then deal them 6 on their turn. I'll kill Torpor Orb, not the Monument. Okay. And return Terastodon. Return Terastodon is kind of a weird mode, but I guess they can't make me discard. Happy birthday, oh my god's mom. That's a ban too. Just kidding. Just kidding. Should have popped Lantern? I don't think so. I might get persisted, right? Okay, but it says GG's. We're gonna make treasure token, monument, double discard on their turn 6 damage. Or my turn 6 damage. Also can attack for 3. So we are 4-1 with monument. So our record, so we're 5-0, 2-2, 4-1. That's 11-3. It's pretty good. It's kind of a showcase challenge good too. Might make some changes. I think the barbarian rings look kind of nice. I don't mind losing to Storm. We need to play black-white Ketchermos though. Since I think I like black-white more than Esper. I really miss the relics. Psychic Frog also